Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the Earth signs, Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn. Earth signs, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to you to solicit for private readings. I do offer private readings, and information about that and any donations you'd like to make can be found in the About section of my YouTube page. I just want you to keep yourselves safe. So Earth signs, today's reading is all about what you need to cut cords with, what you need to cut energetic cords with. That when we interact with another person or an entity, like a company or a friend group or a situation, and it's just no longer in our highest good, or it's draining our energy, sometimes it can be good to cut cords with that, to cut the energy that exchanges between you and whatever it is that we will be discussing today. So for your reading, I also chose for these sets of readings this beautiful smoky quartz and an apatite crystal. It's called apatite. This is for weight release, so not just physical weight, but also energetic weight. And those two are for your reading today. So, sorry. I should remember to put these on my desk, but I never do. For your reading today, we're going to be using the Light Seers Tarot. And to get the overall energy, we're going to be taking one from the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck. So, Earth signs, I hope that you're doing well. I just thought after the Mercury retrograde and all of this crazy energy that is floating around, that this would be a great time to just release something. You got a beautiful card, number 11, and it says diving for the light. And I can see these beautiful seahorses up here in her kind of headdress, or her head, her hair, and then here as well. So seahorses, they mate for life, and of course they're very unconventional, because in the species of the seahorse, the male is the one that bears the children. They're the ones that have all of the eggs, and they're the ones that give birth. So seahorses are quite unique, quite magical, and even her hair represents kind of those underwater plants. So even though you're an earth sign, I feel a lot of watery energy here. Diving for the light. It's almost like Spirit is asking you to take a deep look at your emotional landscape in order to find clarity. There's like such a serenity to the expression on the face. It's like a knowingness. It's such a different energy from the fire sign reading. 4 cards for the base spread, 4 cards for clarifier. And we shall see what it is that you need to release, or who it is that you need to release. When I said cord cutting and you thought of somebody or something or some situation, that's the thing we're talking about, right? Okay. My head feels kind of tingly. It's like your guides are kind of wanting to say something very earnestly to you this time. Wow, 7 cards on the table, all in reverse so far. I shuffle these decks very thoroughly before I even turn on the camera. So every single one of your cards is in reverse. That's not a bad thing. It just indicates to me how I should read the card, but that's unusual, right? So just like this card represents kind of a lot of watery emotional depths, maybe that's not it's not your wheelhouse as an earth sign. It's not to say you don't have emotions. It's just to say that that's not your, it's kind of not where we're always comfortable as an earth sign. So the fact that you got all of your cards in reverse maybe indicates that things are feeling a little topsy-turvy right now. First, we're going to talk about what needs to go. What is it that needs to be cut? Well, you have the Five of Pentacles in reverse, so we start off with an earth sign energy. Pentacles represents Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So we can see here in the upright, somebody sitting on the other side of a closed and locked door, although there is that skeleton key that is readily available. So the Five of Pentacles talks about a little bit of feeling left out in the cold. That's how they refer to this card, tarot readers. Feeling left out in the cold, feeling abandoned, alone, alienated, and isolated. But Spirit, when they show you the key, it's kind of like you have the door, you have the key that unlocks that opening that you can enter in at any time. Fives are difficult energies. Five's a difficult number to get because it's an in-between energy. You got this card in reverse though. So perhaps it's you letting go. What do you need to let go of? Perhaps the need to fit in, the need to, I don't necessarily, at least right now, what needs to go, I don't see it being a person. I almost see it as a mentality. For the water signs, it was a person. For the fire signs, it was a mentality. For you, I think it's a mentality. It's clarified by the Page of Swords. Page of Swords in the upright would talk about somebody who is curious, has beginner's mind, a student energy, who is inquisitive, who does research. There could be something here that was at one time sparking a lot of ideas for you, and maybe you've lost all interest or hope, and maybe you had an interest in it, but then you figured, maybe there's something that, oh, I could never do that. I mean, maybe you wanted to change careers and you started reading up about it, and then you got dissuaded or frustrated. Maybe you wanted to learn something, but the opportunity wasn't there, or you need the funds to take the class, or there's some kind of frustration that I feel. It's almost like you dipped your toe into inquiring about it, and then that process intimidated you somehow, or it turned you off in some way, and now you're feeling like you lost out on a chance. I'm going to ask Spirit, I'm feeling some resistance in my left ear, almost like it's a sore subject, because whenever I feel kind of like a change of pressure when I read, especially in this ear, it becomes almost painful. It's like telling me that I'm feeling some resistance with your energy. It's like maybe you don't want to talk about it, or maybe it hurts. Maybe you had the opportunity just to be a part of something, and it didn't go your way, and you're still holding on to that. Maybe you haven't, maybe you kind of pushed it down or pushed it to the side, and this card does say diving for the light, which implies that you have to go into some kind of depth for understanding. What is this about, Spirit? What were they left out of? So whatever it was, there was some diving. The Hermit, you could be in Hermit mode right now, kind of. Hermit is the major arcana number 9, which represents Virgo energy. So it's kind of like when we hermit, we're sometimes we can be in the energy of the dark night of the soul. So really having a reckoning with this feeling. So you are doing the deep diving, and Spirit just kind of pointed that out to me. Because this card is in reverse, right? If it was in the upright, you'd still be in that woe is me energy, but it's in reverse. So you're trying to let go of that. And in that process, you are going within. That's really good. I mean, it just shows growth, actually. Not everybody can do this. Essentially, this is a moment of your life where you're really picking and choosing who it is that you hang out with, the kinds of conversations you engage in, what's worth it and what's not worth it. Kind of keeping to yourself, protecting your energy, healing, like literally taking the necessary steps in that process. So that's fantastic. But it is addressing, I just wanted to say, it's like addressing the elephant in the room. What was it that you were once so enthusiastic about that that it didn't pan out? I want one more card, Spirit, please. What is the thing that didn't pan out? The World card in reverse. It was like a brand new chapter of your life. Like you may still be stuck in a chapter that it just it doesn't allow you to move on. There's a cycle that still has to be closed. Usually the World card, which is Major Arcana number 21. Major Arcana are the big energies of the tarot. Minor Arcana, the little energies. The divine energies are Major Arcana. It's a closing out of a cycle. It's the ending of a chapter and the beginning of a new one. So Spirit is kind of showing me that you were really, really looking forward to a new beginning. To just saying goodbye to the old me, hello to the new me, and it's not quite here yet. Maybe it's almost like you're so frustrated with it that you can't move past it because you keep fixating on it. That's really indicated to me by the fact that you got a 5. So Spirit shows me, whenever I read tarot, it's like, I'm not doing anything that you can't do, right? It's just that I've had practice of learning to listen to my internal guidance system and internal voice, and I don't question it, I just say it. It doesn't need to make sense to me, here it goes. So they show me what's in like the Rolodex of my head. They show me images from my life and memories and songs and sayings and random references. And right now they're showing me the fact that my relationship to the number 5 and how I talk about it, and what I always, I try not to say it anymore, but Spirit is asking me purposefully to give you this example, which is when I'm always fixated on the fact that I don't like 5s, Spirit shows them to me triple time. It's like I see 5s on license plates and on the clock and just in variations. Like I work in, my day job is in like kind of finance, and so I see numbers constantly, and if I start to see a lot of 5s, I'm just like, ugh, it's just like heavy energy, right? To me personally. And so it's almost as if Spirit is saying that whatever this was that you had high hopes for, that you were thinking, this new inquiry and exploration is my ticket to a brand new beginning, and it didn't pan out, and now you're saying, can I even trust my instincts anymore? I was so sure that it was going, there was so much burgeoning from that. I was so sure. And now you're kind of caught in this energy of, okay, well, I'm still stuck here, and Spirit is saying cut cords with that. Cut cords with the mentality that you're not where you want to be, right? Because it's like you're in beautiful divine timing, and there's still a lesson that needs to be worked through, and give yourself grace. you're doing a good job. You don't have to rush. It's about, you know, the journey, not the destination, that kind of thing. Why does this need to be cut, this mentality? You have the Emperor in the reverse, Major Arcana, number 4, Aries energy, and the Eight of Cups in reverse. Not being able to move on from the fact that you feel like you've lost control. The Emperor is all about control. The Emperor is all about power. He is the power of all 4 kings, all the divine masculines in the tarot. He doesn't play around or mince words or hesitate. He has resources. He acts, right? Divine masculine energy could be describing a woman. It doesn't have to be a man. It's just divine masculine energy, but you got both of these cards in the reverse. The reason why you need to cut this perspective and shift your perspective is because you're not able to walk away right now, right? Because you're still holding on to the fact that it's like in the great power grab, in the need to control the players on the board. It's like you've lost control. And now Spirit is saying the word that we all know and love, which is surrender. I say that very tongue-in-cheek, very sarcastically. But sometimes we have to surrender. Sometimes we have to... Now they're saying to me, do less to gain more. What does that mean? Do less to gain more. It's almost like, stop fighting so hard and just be. Just embrace the now. Embrace the fact that you're still going through your healing process. And it makes the closure, once you finish that healing process, it makes the closure that much sweeter, because lessons will have been learned and traumas will have been worked through, acknowledged, and transmuted into something that you can use. Pain into power. I don't see the Temperance card here, but I can feel it. I can feel that needs to be a transmutation, turning one thing into another thing. So it's almost like the Emperor has to change his approach to the game. And how do we do that? It's like changing the strategy of how you think about, because what we think about, we bring about. Your mind creates your reality. So if you continue to think that I've lost control, then you absolutely have. It's more about embracing the fact that I can control my feelings, emotions, and reactions to the situation at hand. I might not be able to control the external forces, but I can control how I deal with it. I can turn it around. I can make it just something that will work to my advantage. Asking for a clarification. 2 cards came out. Another 5. Earth signs. It's not a joke. 5 of Swords is, look at that. Look, he's got like a massive headache. This bird they're all squawking in his ear, right? But trying to release that energy. With the Queen of Cups also coming out, Cancer energy, right? Like really embracing grace and compassion. Compassion for the situation, compassion for others and for self. I mean, even her hands, right? It's just like, I surrender. I surrender. I mean, what's the alternative? It's that. What's that? Just your thoughts just kind of overtaking. 5 of Swords talks about winning at all costs, right? Sometimes if we're in low vibration Emperor energy, which would be the Emperor in reverse, which is what you got, then we play to win. It implies that someone has to lose. And, you know, such is the game of life in one sense, survival of the fittest. Well, that's just evolution. There's lots of ways to justify it, but Spirit is looking at this in reverse and saying it's not the approach. I'm not saying that you're stepping on the backs of others or anything. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that, like, they just said rat race. It's like, maybe you're getting caught up in the rat race. And what needs to happen here for your own well-being and your own mental, spiritual, emotional health is just, you know what? I'm exactly where I need to be, and that's quite all right. I'm going to take steps to improve always, right? We don't have to be perfect, but we can strive for excellence. And healing, the most important. What's the lesson here? Knight of Swords in the reverse. Always reminds me of the cover of the, what is that movie called? North by Northwest. And Alfred Hitchcock is coming up in my readings lately. It's not like I know his whole catalog of movies, but I've watched a few. And this one wasn't my favorite, but North by Northwest, that's what it reminds me of. So maybe it resonates for somebody out there. It's this character that's running towards a motorcycle. Right? Nine of Swords would typically be the fastest knight in the deck, and they always have messages of clarity. So this card came in reverse for you with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Aces always bring new from Spirit, new opportunities. This is your sign, your element, earth signs, it's the earth element. So in the lesson right now, it's the lesson that you're trying to learn and embrace is, you know, like understanding that when this energy is supposed to reach you, it will in divine timing. And when it does, it's going to bring a beautiful brand new beginning for you. But it's not enough for me. I need a clarification. Why the hesitation? Why is the Knight in reverse? What are they waiting for? What is the hold up? Two cards came out. Wow. Man, this is not easy. Not easy. Tower in reverse, Three of Swords in reverse. We actually do want to get these cards. You got them in the reverse. We want these cards in the upright only because it means that we're soon going to move past them. But right now it's a little bit of a okay. The Three of Swords in the upright is the card of heartbreak and heartache. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory from the picture. Heartbreak and heartache and just crying out to Spirit for some relief. When you get it in reverse, it's kind of like still working through that process. That's why the Hermit card showed up for you in this reading. There's something really painful that you're working through. And maybe with the Tower in reverse, you're trying to save it. Whenever the Tower shows up, Major Arcana, number 16, whenever the Tower shows up, it shows us something that was built on a shaky foundation. Like it was gonna fall anyway. So whatever this situation is, it was not meant for you. And Spirit wants to send down a lightning bolt and just like blow the whole thing apart so that you can start over, because it's gonna happen anyway. But when that Tower is in reverse, it's almost like you're trying to either avoid disaster, avoid conflict. You're trying to hold all the pieces together. It's not always, and when I see it coupled with this card, it's not always for your best and highest good, you know? It's kind of like when we try to hold on and mend something that is not good for us, but we think that it's good for us, you know, like because it hurts. The alternative is, the hurt has already happened. And it's almost like trying to mend it up. But, you know, when you do that, you stifle the new abundance that wants to come towards you. So Spirit is saying, please allow this to happen, because someone wants to come towards you with a better offer. This is the lesson right now. You have free will. You can do whatever you want. This is the lesson, though. What's Spirit's advice? King of Pentacles in reverse. You're not sitting in your own power right now. Pentacle energy, earth energy. Spirit wants you to sit in your own power. Right? Here we have this sense of this wolf dog here. It represents loyalty, companionship. It could be your spirit guide, like a familiar. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Look at what has been invested in and release what doesn't serve you. Right? Seven of Pentacles. Sometimes one of my favorite tarot readers refers to this as, was the juice worth the squeeze? Like all that time you spent juicing, what did you yield from all of that investment, that planning and planting and harvesting, waiting? Right? Spirit is kind of saying, release what no longer serves you so that you can sit fully in your power. Let me see why that's not happening for you right now. I mean, what we've said that you need to cut cords with is this idea that you're left out, this idea that you've been forsaken somehow. That's not true. You know, that like, maybe a certain person or situation left you out, but your guides and your spirit guides are saying, but we have something so beautiful in store for you. Why is it so difficult? Queen of Swords in reverse. So many cards in reverse. My deck is not in reverse. That's how it's flipping out. I'll put it to you this way. Queen of Swords knows the truth of something. In the upright, she demands for the other party to tell her what that truth is. She already knows what it is. In the reverse, you already know what it is. You don't need somebody to tell you. And you could be really, really frustrated about it. So, you got a lot of swords energy and a lot of water energy for an earth sign reading. And that could be part of what's making you feel a little caught off guard. Give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. I think, you know, if I have to choose one card to kind of sum up the most important aspects of this reading, it's the Hermit. This is the toughest space to be in when we're really looking at what triggers us and our trauma. When you can sit in meditation or contemplation, ponder, okay, why was I so enraged or hurt by what that person did, said, by that situation? Or, you know, maybe you put yourself in a situation and now you're just not feeling good about it. Can you forgive yourself for being human? Can you just say, I'm a human being who made a decision that was the best decision I knew how to make at the time. And today I can make a different decision. That's your reading, Earth signs. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notifications to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Earth signs.